Hey there guys, I'm going to be showing Kane how to do Scorn of the Beast of the Dark without much resistance gear using units he has access to. So we're going to be doing Titus for a passive provoke evasion on Lakshmi for stop immunity. It's very important that you take this buff on Lakshmi for stop immunity because we're going to need that. Other than that, he's also got Calamity Border, which is you get from one of the early trials, you should have this, for a quick resistance buff. Other than that, his gear is not too important. We're going to be doing Myra for support. She's got status immunity with the ribbon. The rest of her gear is mostly irrelevant. We're just leaving her naked. Who cares? And she's on Leviathan for the mission. We're going to be using Bosch as our magical cover tank. His resistance gear does need some. Now, you don't have much resistance gear, but these are all just cheap and easy things you do have access to. So he's got some fire, lightning, water, wind, and dark resist. Not quite that much, but it's enough for the way we're doing this. We're using Sarah as our Mirage unit. Now, she does need some lightning and some wind resist. Those are the only two that matter for her. Some lightning, some wind. We got her to 50 to each, or 70 and 50, which combines to 120, which is all you need. Other than that, she's just going to be doing, Mirage every turn. We gave her some MP gear. You can use anyone you want. Jiraiya is totally fine here. I think you said you'd have Jiraiya. We're going to use Elena, built for Bird Killer. So she's on Tetra. She's got Bird Killing. We want to kill Siren real quick. The rest of her gear is not really that important. The friend we're grabbing is just a random Elena. Her gear is also not important. She has no killers at all for this fight. She's geared for Man Killer. It doesn't help us here. Just grabbing Elena with high attack and magic. They don't need any resistance. Alright, so it's important that you follow the turn order that I do this pretty precisely. So each turn, 1 through 5 is very critical that you do each thing on the same turn that I do it, so it works out for you. So first, there's the ambush. The boss is going to break our stats, buff themselves, etc. It's mostly not important. Okay, so Sarah is going to Mirage every single turn. On this first turn, Titus is going to give us a water buff with Blitz Mania. We're going to cover magic with Bosch. Myra is going to dual cast Intro and Album Cover. That's going to give us Charm immunity. It's really important that you're new to Charm on turn 1. Now we're going to Starlight and Way of the Aurora and Aurora Arts on the Elenas. That's going to fill their limit burst for later. Alright, now the bosses are going to do some AoE magic that Bosch is immune to, some single target physical that Titus is immune to, and some AoE physical that we're going to Mirage. Alright, now we're going to have Myra on turn 2, dual cast White, Dispelga, and Isunaga. Isunaga is less important, but it does cure that poison. Alright, now Titus is going to stop resistance. Bosch is going to reapply his cover, magic cover. It's really important to refresh it on turn 2. We're just going to reload Sarah and retreat command again. And we're going to use our limit burst on the Elenas. Now, if you're using a friend that is really, really well geared, you might not want to chain these because you don't want to push Dark Effort below 80%. But it's very, very unlikely you're going to do that if you're following these actions for a turn. Now you'll notice I did not imbue the Elenas yet. That was intentional. Yeah, I don't want to imbue them quite yet. We're going to get to that soon, though. Alright, now the Elena's still not imbued. We're going to non-elemental chain Blade of Crystal on Siren. 3 times. Okay, now Sarah is going to refresh retreat command. Titus is going to do Calamity Border here. Bosch is going to summon the first Esper to get it out the way. Myra is going to give us, Intro and Live Conjure for the AoE re-raise. That AoE re-raise is very important. Okay, so there's going to be some attacks and such, no big deal. Okay, you'll notice the bosses buff their elemental resistance. which we need to get rid of that. So Myra's going to go ahead and dispel the bosses first thing. Now Elena's are going to Speed of Light. Now we're going to imbue Thunder and Double Chain Blade of Crystal. So we're going to imbue Thunder and Double Chain Blade of Crystal on Siren. Now this probably won't kill Siren, but it should get her pretty low. That's fine. Alright, Sarah is going to Mirage. Titus is going to refresh the water buff. And now Bosch is going to use Arms Eraser to break the attack and magic of Siren. Actually, even better, Bosch is going to do... All we need to break is the magic. We're going to break Confusing Lament on Siren for the magic break. Alright, now we're going to get a counter. It's going to deal a little bit of damage, but because we've got Calamity Border and because we've got Titus's... or Bosch broke the magic, it didn't really do much damage. But now we're going to get Dispelled here. We got full Dispelled. So it's important you don't miss that. Alright, which means Elena needs the Speed of Light, Imbue Lightning again, and Chain Blade of Crystal. This also finishes the Lightning mission, by the way. Alright, before we do that, Myra's going to give us a nice stat buff. So we'll do intro and album cover. Alright, this should finish off Siren right here on turn 5. Let's take her out. There we go. That's way overkill. Siren is now dead. Don't forget, though, we got Dispelled last turn, so Bosch has to reapply his magical cover. We don't need Stop Immunity anymore. So we'll just go ahead and Calamity Border with Titus. And Sarah, every single turn, retreat commands. Now Ifrit's going to get 4 turns of damage mitigation, which we kind of just have to wait out. So this will be like 4 turns just standing around, but that's fine. Alright, we'll go ahead and summon that other Esper for the mission, just to get it out of the way. We'll just reload Sarah. Titus will do a Blitz Mania. There's really not much else to do right now, so Bosch will just keep his magic cover refreshed. And Elena's can just guard. You know, we're just waiting. Alright. We'll dispel the boss's buffs with Myra. And everyone else can just repeat. You know, we're just waiting. So the boss has 2 turns of mitigation. Alright, there's the dispel. Alright, let's see. 2 turns. So we're going to go ahead and limit right here. Now we're not going to chain these limits really because we don't want to push too many thresholds. And we're not imbued or anything, so it won't really matter too much. Yeah, but it's better to be safe than risk it. Alright, Sarah's going to retreat command. We'll go ahead and Calamity Border with Titus. We did get dispelled. It's possible I didn't mention that. So we're going to have to reapply the Twilight Guard. Myra can just... We don't need AoE re-raise. We'll just album cover. Alright, 1 more turn of mitigation on the boss. Alright. We don't want to chain quite yet, so we'll just imbue water. Let's see. Imbue water. We'll have Myra do her limit burst to cure all those breaks. We do more damage next turn. Sarah will just retreat command. Titus will just Calamity Border. And Bosch will discover magic. Okay. So now we're going to kill the boss on turn 10. Alright, so he boosted his water resistance, which is fine. So we're going to have to deal with that first. So, before we chain, turn 10, we're going to dispel the boss's water resist. It's very important. We're going to re-water imperil him with Titus's Limit. Bosch will go ahead and break the boss. Now, you don't have a 7-star Bosch, you can't use this cooldown. So we'll just go ahead and dual cast his regular breaks. Defense and Spirit. And Elena's can triple chain. This should seriously, massively overkill the boss. Because we're imbued with water and he's weak to water. Let's wait for Titus to finish. We don't want to break this chain. Alright, so you'll see the boss has been re-imperiled, re-defense and spirit broken. And he's now dead. Oh yeah, he's way dead. There you go. There's all missions. We didn't use any items. We did 6 or more thunder damages because we chained thunder twice over 2 different turns with both Elena's. That's 8 cast. And then we summon both the Espers. We summon Phoenix and Leviathan. Alright. See you guys in a bit.